What's going on, guys? It's Jeff for Premium Aquatics, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Smart AWC Touch from AutoAqua. Alright guys, so let's jump right into it. We're going to start off with an unboxing, and then we're going to jump into the setup of the Smart AWC Touch from AutoAqua. And when you first open up the box, you're going to have a pump. You're going to actually have a total of 3 pumps, and these pumps run on a total of 6 watts a piece. And we'll get into why you have 3 pumps in a little bit later into the video when we set it up. You're also going to have these little hose clamps, which are very useful and are actually probably the best hose clamps I've ever seen come with a kit like this. You get a generous helping of hosing, which was way more than what I needed. You have the power plug for the controller, and you also have the controller and optical sensors as well. One thing to note about the optical sensors is that they are not able to be unplugged from the controller itself, but they come with a very strong magnet, so you're not going to have to worry about them falling off the glass. I was actually really impressed with the quality of the magnet and the protective coating that comes on the optical sensor. And lastly, the user's manual, and I strongly recommend that you take a look at it before setting up your own AWC. Alright, so for representational purposes, the bucket in the top left-hand side is going to be our tank or sump that we are going to be performing the water change on. And the bottom 2 buckets, one on the far right towards the middle, is going to be our waste water bucket, and then the one on the bottom is going to be our fresh mixed saltwater. So when you're adding your optical sensors, the blue one is the one that needs to be on the bottom, and the black one is going to be on the top. And the distance between these 2 sensors represents the changed water volume. So that's how much water you're going to be removing from your sump or aquarium. It's something to help you figure out the amount of water that you're going to be removing from, let's say, a sump. You take the length, the width, and the height of water that you're going to be removing. You go to any aquarium volume calculator on the internet, and that's going to give you an idea as to how much water you're removing from that tank. Or you can go the guess route and just keep them close together and then move them further apart until you figure out exactly how much water you're pulling out per water change. When I added water to the tank bucket, the one on the top, I filled it basically to the optical sensor, the black one, which indicates a top level line. And then I started setting up the pumps. I pulled them out of the packaging, I put the hose on, and started unraveling the cabling. And really, this setup, I thought it was going to be a little bit more complicated than it actually was. One thing I will say is there's a lot of wires involved. You're going to need to figure out some type of cable management system to go along with this controller. But overall, setup was really easy to do. So the first pump that I set up was the refill bucket, and this is the freshly mixed salt water that's going to replace the water that we take out of the tank. And one thing that I will note here, and I thought I was going to kind of get away with it at first, is I wasn't going to put in the siphon brakes. It wasn't until I got halfway through it that I realized how important the siphon brakes are going to be, especially if you are going to take the hose and put it all the way into the bottom of the tank. And the reason why I suggest that you take the hose and put it towards the bottom of the tank, like I'm doing right here, is because it's not going to splash and it's not going to put a spray all over the place, and you're not going to have salt creep. So it's very important. The siphon is very important also because it's going to, let's say you have your refill bucket below your sump, it's not going to siphon back into the refill bucket when the pump is off. So I can't stress enough how important those siphon brakes are, and definitely make sure to use them. And the next pump I set up was the tank drain pump, and this pump again is going to be set up very similar to the first pump. You're going to want to use the siphon brake just the same. You're going to use the hose clamp, and you're also going to be using one of the pumps. What you're not going to see me do here is set up the ATO section. I didn't have a 4th bucket, but I will show towards the end of the video how the auto top off actually works. When you're plugging in the pumps into the controller, the aquarium drain pump goes into P2, your newly mixed saltwater pump goes into P3, and your auto top off goes into P1. When you're first setting up the controller, all you have to do is tap on ATO and it's going to go on off. You can actually turn the ATO off if you want. When you tap on the AWC button in the lower left hand corner, it actually cycles between auto and manual. And for representational purposes in this video, I'm going to show you the manual. And what it does is that you tap it once, tap the little arrow, and it starts draining the water from the aquarium bucket, which is in the top, into our waste bucket, which is in the far right. Once that step's complete, you hit the arrow again, and then it starts adding the new salt water into the aquarium bucket, which is the top one. Overall, I was really impressed with how well the optical lenses communicated with the controller. It was very spot on and very accurate. And just to give you an idea how the ATO works, once the water level drops, the optical sensor reads that that has happened, and it kicks on the pump one and adds RODI water to the aquarium. So to kind of wrap things up, guys, I want to give you an idea of who I think this product is for and why I think they need it. And I think that everybody can benefit from something like this. Water changes are one of those things that if it's not easy to do, you're not going to do it. And everybody should do water changes because it does so much to improve your overall health of your aquarium. And if you are anything like myself, if it's not easy, you're probably not going to do it. As far as the ATO side of this, I have two different systems that I use. I use the Tunzi Osmolator and the Ice Cap ATO, and I love both of them. I think they're both great ATOs, so they do the job very well. The Tunzi Osmolator has a lot of safety features that are really second to none, and the Ice Cap ATO is a extremely value ATO, and it does a really good job. I've been using it for almost a year now without any issues at all. I think this is a product that kind of stands alone, all on its own. The fact that it does ATO is just kind of like a benefit. The automatic water change is really what the sole function, or really the go-get with this product. The water change aspect of this product and the fact that you can make it automatic is huge. But I'm very impressed with this product, and I definitely recommend it to anybody who wants to kind of simplify reef keeping. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. I want to thank you for joining me for another Premium Aquatics video. If you found this video helpful, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to the channel, because we do this all the time. That's going to do it for today. I'll see you guys next time right here with a brand new video.